So word processing word processing word processing describes the process of creating or editing a document using a word processor, because we have a word pad, notepad, all these things are there. So they are, whatever you are writing in this uh, notepad or wordpad, whatever the things you are writing, so it needs to be processed, because you are writing inside a computer, so the computer information is getting processed. Like Microsoft Word you are writing, Google Docs you are writing in Open Office Writer, because those who are using an Linux operating system, Microsoft Office will not be installed over there. So you have to install an Open Office version, which is an alternative to Microsoft Office. For example, with a word processor, a student could create a book report and then print it. It save it to a disk, display it on the screen, and send it over mail. Simple things. Also, a person looking for a job could create a resume using a word processor, then email or print an email to a job recruiter. Like you have a searching for a job, you are writing your CV and you are mailing the CV to your employer to whom you are applying for it. Before computers, people used to typewriters to write reports or other documents. So initially, when we were old, like we have heard, like people are communicating with the help of telegram, fax, all these things. So that is a time taking. Fax is a just a minute. Okay. So with a word processor, you can easily edit and make changes to a document, move text around in a document, and add images, change fonts, check spelling errors, and much more. Like I have shown you an example. Like in Microsoft Word, there is a spell checking is there. When you are typing on Microsoft PowerPoint, you can easily import the images, import the videos over there. Okay. So how to create a document? To create a document, you must either have a word processor or a computer which can capable of creating a document in an online service. Okay. So because when you are writing something, either you are storing, or if you are trying to send it to someone, you need a medium, that is, we all know that internet or telecommunications medium. So the most common and widely used word processor program is Microsoft Word, which already we have discussed. However, because of all the different needs of users today, we have included additional options that are available for creating a document. What are the additional options? We have discussed also, that is Google Docs, Open Office. So Google Docs is one of our favorite solutions for most users, especially those who are new to computers. The reasons why, because we'll just wait a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So how we create a document? We create a document by form a WordPad, Notepad, or something like that, and Google Docs is an alternative to Microsoft Word. So let's see how Google Docs is helpful one by one. So to create an open document in Google Docs, follow the steps. May I ask you a question, students? How many of you have used already the Google Docs? Have you anyone used Google Docs for writing content or report or something like that? Arpita, have you used?
Yes, mainly I've used MS Word, but I've used Google Doc a little times.
Ishwar, have you used?
Yes, sir.
Ishwar, yes, used. So if I guess all of you have used. Rohit, Rohit. Have you used?
No, sir, I don't use.
Okay. Ayush Kumabat, have you used? Ayush Kumabat, have you?
नहीं पता सर.
अच्छा, ठीक है, तो अभी देख लेते हैं. So the thing is that to create a document in Google Docs, follow the steps below. So open a Google Drive. Okay. So I'm just sharing my window screen. So let's see how it is working. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen. Uh, Stop presenting. Entire screen. Now my screen is entirely visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here it's a Google Mail. Everyone has know how to open a mail account, Gmail account. So I'm going over here. There is different account informations are there like Gmail, Drive, all these things. So I'm going to Google Drive. I'm going to simply Google Drive. So Google Drive is opened over here. Okay. So in Google Drive, all the necessary information what is I have stored, it is visualizing over here. Now, what I told, open to create a Google document, go to in Google Docs, follow the step, open Google Drive. If prompted, log into your Google account, because if you have not sign in, then you just sign in. In the upper left corner of the window, click the new button. So here there is a window that is called new is there. So click when you new things, there is the drop down menu comes over here, pop on file upload, folder upload, Google Docs, Google Sheet, Google Slides. So when I go for Google Docs, it will create a untitled document in the browser. It will open an untitled document in the browser, and it can do the same things. Then what I have to do, in the Google Docs, then choose a blank document. So a blank document has been created over here, unsaved. So create a document using a template. Complete the steps 1 to 3 in the previous section. Like there is different things are there. So either you can do save all these things, whatever you've done in Microsoft Word, and you can directly share. So when you process share, you need to save this thing. Suppose I have saved this file and I want to share to some people. So directly I can mail someone, some person's name, and I can directly send this content, whatever the on the flow, dynamic. Because what happened in Microsoft Word, we have to write everything, we have to save the file, then we have to add into our mail, and then we have to send it. But here on the flow, dynamically we write everything, whatever the things we require to change, we can change, edit any at point of a time on this move, and we can send it to directly. We can send it to directly. And now what I was saying, here when it is comes, there is a more is come. Okay. So in the here there is different things are also there, like Google Sheet, if I require Google Forms, Google Drawings, Google Sites, Google App Script. So those who are creating something like this, they can use that. Okay. There is another thing is called Google Template also. So you can go for my template and open the things. Now your newly created document may be accessed in the drive. Anyone is giving request. Yes. Okay. So students, please join by time. It is already in 9:43. Okay. Don't be late, so that you will be miss few of the lectures. Okay. So now your newly created document may be accessed within my drive section and first tab in the left menu. So if I have created all these things, then this information, suppose you see here, I have what I said here, your newly created my drive section in the first tab in the left menu. So whatever the things my drive section, here there is information should be there. See, I have created a file that is ASD and I have saved it, and this is present here. So if I open, it will open again. It will either you can save it here and send it later, or in the flow also you can send it directly at the same time. So that is the advantage of Google Docs, using Google Docs over Microsoft Word. Now there are types of we have discussed the computer based information systems long back. that is the components of computer-based information systems are nothing but the hard input device, processing device, storage device, output device, which subsumes the hardware, software, database, telecommunication network, and people. So these are the 5 components of which are the computer-based information system is required. Now, there are different types of computer-based information system. Again, what are they? There are management support system. Number 1. What is management support system? There are 3 generic kinds of management support system. What are they? Management information system, decision support system, executive system. What is management information system? Let's see. Management information system is a data processing by computers has been extremely effective because of several reasons. Because when you process inside a computer, it is very fastly executing. Why? The main reason being that the huge amount of data relating to that account and other transactions can be processed very quickly. Because see here, I have in Google Drive, I have 30 GB of space is there. So if I want to share all these things, documents directly, it is very easy for me to use these things. But in Microsoft Word or other programs, it is very difficult. I have to write, save, uploaded all these things because Google is not uploading more than 25 MB. Okay, so these are some issues. Okay, so these have to be handled. Data processing handle. Who is handling the data processing? This management information system is handling this data processing. And what is the advantages of handling these things? It can process very quickly. Earlier, most of the computer applications were concerned with record keeping and the automation of routine clerical process. As I discussed, from this table to the next table, we have to transfer the files. So previously, a person should be appointed who take this information from one bench to the next bench. Now, what happens today? We are sending by means of a mail. So MIS are more concerned with management functions. It's not a clerical job, it's a managerial job. MIS can be described as information system that can provide all levels of management with information essential to running smooth business. So very smooth business, very fast, very quick, and very accurate information. The information has to be transferred, and that is the main role of management information system. And MIS is an information system that generates accurate, timely, and organized information for decision making. Now, when I'm saying organized informations of decision making, so we will see what are those decisions. The information can be used by managers and other users to make decision and solve problems. So whatever the decisions is being taken by management information system, this decision is done by decision information system. There is a different section is there. So what management information system is doing, he is managing all these informations. So this information management has been done by the manager, obviously. So and other user to make the decision. Because manager manage the decisions and other users use those decisions to solve their problems. So MIS transform the data into frontline systems such as transaction processing system, TPS. Transaction processing system. So MIS is a backend. Managers are a backend. So front end are the transaction processing system. What you are saying is the transaction is going on. Any transaction is going on, you are seeing the transaction. So transaction processing system is the front one, which is information to managers, because managers are managing in the backend. So this information is used by a related management information system to produce reports of daily sales activities. Whatever the transaction happens daily, they are reporting over there. Means they are keeping their records. From where? From the transaction processing system, which is the front end of this. And prepare a list of customers with due account balance. Who is not paid, who has taken credit, all this information must have been kept. So a good example of management information systems are sales management systems, inventory control management system, capital investment analysis. So when you are doing some investment, suppose I have account, stock broking account, I want to do some investment. So I want to purchase some stock over there. So what I have to do first, I have to load my money into that account, brokerage account, and then I can buy to the particular stock. And so when I am particular buying and or selling the information, so someone has to do these things, because automatically though it is not happening. So someone is managing this data information. So who is managing the back end information? I am doing the transaction with the stock broking site, and the manager who is managing this information is checking and keeping the track regularly. Now, what is decision support system? Before going to decision support system, let us first understood what is a decision. It is a decision is a choice between two or more alternatives. So when you have a two or more alternatives, suppose apple you have and a banana you have. So suppose some of your mother gives you apple and banana. So you have to decide what you want to take. Either you take apple or you take these things, or both or none of them. So when a option is given, so or alternative option is given, so your choice comes, and when your choice comes, you are choosing something, that means you're deciding something. Okay, so if you only have an alternative, you do not have a decision. If only suppose तुमको बोला गया कि तुमको आज को यही खाना है, so you don't have any options, आज को तुमको यही खाना है. And if you have an option that you can go for a burger or a veggie, so you have to decide, okay, today I will go for a burger because all day I am eating for veggies, so today I am going for burger. So that's the decision system. Now, what is decision making inside the organization? A decision support system helps to users to analyze the information and make the decision. So making the decision, how it is made, decision is made. Suppose see, this is an exam picture. 4 students are trying to solve a puzzle. 4 students are trying to solve a puzzle. Means this person is suppose saying this one, this person is suppose saying this one, this person is trying to confuse, and this person is not at all interested. So their consensus information, sharing information, and towards the solving a puzzle or program is what reflects a decision making. So decision support system helps users to analyze the information and makes the decision. And decision support system may include data from internal source, that is the transaction processing system or management information system, or from external source. Either internal information, transaction information you can take and do the analysis, or from the external source. Like external source means what? Some people, if you have heard, people are doing some survey. People are doing some survey, like people are giving you a sheet, like you in tick mark or these things, whatever you are interested for. When you are collecting this information, when you are questionnaires in form of a questionnaires, so you are collecting these questionnaires and trying to make a report and trying to make a decision from that questionnaires. So that is an external source. So decision support system may include data from internal source, that is the transaction processing system, which I have discussed, like from the online transactions or MIS, or from external source. Now, decision makers use decision support system to design decision models. So those who take the decision, they are called the decision makers. And what they are building a model. What is model? That is called a decision model. So decision model is a numerical representation of a realistic situation. Like suppose I have a data of a rainfall data of a last 30 years of data. Now, based upon the 30 years of rainfall data, I am analyzing those things, that what it could be the rain situation at this upcoming year. So I am creating a model. I am making a decision, and that decision is reflecting as in form of a model, and that model is a numerical data. After this day, 45 millimeter of rain might be formed. This month, this much of rain it might be formed. In this year, entire year, this might. So this is a numerical representation. And what is a realistic situation? Because this might happen. Yes, the rain will happen. That is the real. So numerical representation of a realistic situation, such as cash flow model or a business, that shows how income adds to cash documents. Like suppose today market is in this situation, what it could be in next upcoming one more month and down the line or something like that. So they are trying to design a model from the past data, so that you make a decision what it could be going to the future. And for that, what it is for benefit, okay, profit. So components of decision support system are inputs, user knowledge, and expertise. Because you are taking the decisions, you have to know what you are going to do. Because suppose I am a market expert, so I know what market it could be behave tomorrow. So based upon to decide upon thing to design a model, I should have some idea about the market system. Output also is required because you have given some input and you have designing a model, so output must be generated, and based upon what, based upon the decision. So input, expertise, output, and decision are the components of decision support system. Now the example is analyzing the effects of events such as strikes. Strike is going to happen, so one event is there, that is this event, strike is going to happen. So one strike is going to happen, what it could be, how to handle this, so we have to take some decisions to avoid that or to resolve that. So rising interest rate, so see nowadays when market SBI RBI is reducing the interest rates. Why? Because people are not going for the purchasing, people have less amount of money, to less power of buying power, less buying power, so they are reducing these things. So now when they will re-increase, because if everyone is buying, that means everyone is self-sufficient and everyone has the money, so then they will increase the things. So that's increasing the interest rate and decreasing the interest rate which RBI is doing, that is also a decision making process, that is a part of a decision support system. Okay. Now, decision making involves the selection of a course of action from among two or more possible alternatives in order to arrive at a solution for a given problem. So, there is a problem. So, two or more persons are involved and they are sharing their informations. And from this information sharing, they're generating one common or consensus solution to solve the problem. So, decision making process is a consultative effort, means consensus effort. You are consulting with your partner, you are consulting with your teacher, you are consulting with your parents, and then your family or your from your class or your from your career, you are coming with a decision. Okay. And a committee of a professionals to drive better functioning of any organization. Okay. Now there is another thing which we have to discuss, that is, as I told, in management information support system there are three different kinds of management support system is there. That was this management information system which we just looked into, and now the second is decision support system, we have just ticked it. Now the last one is the executive support system. So what is executive support system? Executive support system is a component of executive information system, because we are transforming the information now. So executive information, you people have heard business executive, customer executive, representative, all these things. Any issues, student? My slide is visible though.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, executive information system, also known as executive support system, is a type of management information system that facilitates and supports senior executive information and decision making needs. Like there are some executives in their company, in their organizations, a business executive, management executive, customer executive. So these are the executives. So what are their roles? They are doing some decision, they are taking some decision upon what information, the information which is collected or reported to them, you know, what is the benefit of doing that. What is the benefit of keeping these executives? Because it provides the easy access to internal and external information, because an employee cannot go directly to that management. So manage between management and the employee, there must be an executive who is managing this thing, who is transforming this decision from the management to the employee, direct employee. So to the hierarchy. So it provides an easy access to internal and external information relevant to organization goal. Executive information system were mainframe computer based system. If you people have obviously understood, like tally, you know, you people have a heard tally. Students, you people have heard tally.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What it is doing? What it is doing? What is the purpose of using tally? And who is using? Are you using in your home?
No, sir.
So where you are using? Where have you seen? Please answer.
Sir, it is commonly used for accounting.
Good. Commonly used for accounting. So accounting information, that the transaction information, to store the transaction information, tally software is using. So who is using? Is the everyone is using tally?
No, sir.
No. So there is a managerial job. There is an executive person who is doing these things. For whom? For the employers. So that's what I am trying to explain over here. Like the purpose executive information system where mainframe computer based programs. So Tally is a computer based program. So it is managed by an executive person. So the purpose was to package a company's data and to provide sales performance, because you are calculating the information from that. How many products have been sold? What is that? At what price you have sold? At what interest you have purchased those products? So what should be the profit? What is the profit margin? If not profit, then what is your loss making in that product? So these all information are kept recording by the help of a executive person. So the purpose was to package the company's data and to provide sales performance or market research statistics for decision makers such as marketing directors, chief executive officers who were not necessarily well acquainted with the computers. A who chief executive officer has to be understand this informations, but this information how he can know? A employee cannot be informed directly. So employees information, what they are purchasing, what they are selling, or this what are the stock information, that has to be stored in a program form. That has to be stored in a program form, and that program when they will check, they can get the information from there. So it is helping them. So executive support system means that executive support system is getting facilitated to support the senior executive information to make the decision. So आज कंपनी में कितना सेल हुआ, कितना लॉस हुआ, कितना माल बेचा गया, कितना माल ट्रांसफर हुआ है, कितना माल स्टॉक में है, ये चीज डेली डाटा कंपनी के मैनेजर को अप टू डेट किया जाता है. When the people get up to date, they think that okay, ये प्रोडक्ट आज बिक नहीं रहा है, ये प्रोडक्ट का इंटरेस्ट कम है मार्केट में, so we have to come with the new mark product or we have to reduce the price. So these decisions what they are making, that decisions reflects from this analysis, which analysis has been generated from this transaction system, all these things. Okay. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of executive support system? First, consider with the advantages. The flexibility and ease of use. So everything is flexible over there. So executive can see directly, and executive can report directly to the higher authority. Now, provides the timely information with short response time. Suppose tomorrow I will ask you, give me the information how many students are enrolled, because you will know how many students are enrolled every day, how many students are doing in classes, all these things. So tomorrow you make a get report, make to me that sir 10 to 15 students are there. So this is the timely information. Else I have to check how many students are there, how many products there. Physically I have to count who is present, who is absent, all these things. So timely means time efficient manner, provides time efficient manner and short response time to access the quick retrieval, quick access. It produces the relevant information. So whatever the relevant information I am requiring, it gives only that thing. It's not give the entire information, the messy data. Okay. So produces the validated also information, because we have to validate, because whatever the you are storing in the form of a data, and that is to be data means data has to be integrated or accurate information. So that gives you accurate or validated information. Now disadvantage is what? System dependent. Without system, this thing cannot be done. So you have to have a system. Limited functionality by design. Because suppose tally, when we are discussing, I'm just giving an example, tally. someone told me that it is used for account information system. So can it be used for salary processing? Can that particular software can be used for salary transaction? No. Salary transaction is different. Analyzing the transaction is different. So there is the limitation of that tally is to account the information. How many product have been purchased, how many product have been bought, how many, what is the stock, all this information. That information can be. He cannot give the information what is beyond that his limits. So that is limited functionality. Information overload for some managers, because everything informations you are transforming, you are making a decision. Suppose I have a account information, I have a salary information, I have a product purchase information, I have a import information, I have a export information. So these information are different and they are totally independent. So when because I have the manager, so I have to have the authority to access the information. So when I am accessing this information, my job is getting trickier to make decision by considering looking all the aspects of this information. So information overload for some managers. And benefit is hard to quantify. Whatever the benefit is happening, it cannot be quantified. Okay, quantified means you can't you say, okay, this is a good quality of information or bad quality of information you are collected or something like, but you cannot quantify is it in number. Okay? So that is the one disadvantage. So this is advantage, disadvantages of executive support system. So we have discussed the types of computer-based information system. In types of computer-based information system, there is management support system, expert system, transaction processing system, office automation system, and accounting information system. Management support system, we have discussed management information system, decision support system, and executive support system. Next class, we will go to the expert system. If anyone have any doubt regarding today's class, he may ask